Yeah. I didn't want to film it, I think I actually didn't.
Right, welcome back everyone. Another really exciting one for me because I've knew this player well since you were that big. It's Liam Highfield. Now, Liam's just off the back of it was Q Tour. You got through Q Tour, didn't you? So that got you on the tour outright anyway. But he done this fantastic double, which I don't know how many people have actually done this, if any. You then, was it the following week, or you went to, was it
Turkey? Yeah.
Turkey, and he won the European men's. Is it still called the European men's? Yeah. And so within a couple of weeks, he'd won Q Tour, a world event, and he won the European. And so, how did that rank with you? Because you've done all the stuff where you were a child protege. You should have seen that he was immaculate when he was younger. He had all the best gear. He had this spiky hair and all that. And so I think some of the charisma was, on display early on, wasn't it? But it stands out in my mind. You and Danny were battling away down in the camp at the time, weren't you? And the two of them were really after each other at the time. And I was with Danny at the time. And you knocked a 147 in against Danny.
The first one, I think.
How old were you then?
16, I think.
Yeah, it couldn't have been any more than. Well, all he done was break off and pin you to the cushion, didn't he? And I remember his dad saying to him, "It must have been your break." yeah. His dad, he's a great guy, his dad. But he didn't obviously, most dads don't know too much about snooker, do they? And but he was blaming his break off for your 147. But so then you got on the tour. I was just having a little read up because we've only been working together a few months. We've done a bit of work before he went away and done his one of them things. And we've been getting stuck in since today. We're trying to get him ready for the Pro Tour, but. When you actually turned pro, was it 2010?
Yeah, I think it was 18 or 19.
Yeah. So you were only young then, and right, Liam, I didn't know. I just turned the camera on, as you know, and you don't know I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this in the best sense, but it's only because I've known you so long and the ability that I know you've got. But it would be very easy for me to say, have you underachieved, right? But we all know how hard it is. Yeah. But I don't think it's so much an underachieving thing. I think you've still got your best years ahead of you. And the reason why I think that is because you can score. Yeah. You've always been able to score. Your brain knew how to score when you were a child. So, for example, if we were standing here now and you just got on the tour again, because you came off the tour because you'd broke your wrist, didn't you? Yeah. And then he ended up coming off the tour because he wouldn't have come off the tour only for that. I can say that. I'm sure you wouldn't have. But you come off the tour, you had to wait till your hand was better, and then you had to rebuild again and stuff like mentally and physically. It's tough what these players go through. It looks all good when they're all smart and they're not having to go to work, but. You more than make up for that in other ways, don't you? But I think the thing with me is that because you're such a scorer, if you were standing here now, who had just got on the tour and you didn't really score very heavy, could you imagine the position you'd be in right now? Yeah. It would be quite a vulnerable one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can't really sort of last on the tour, can you, without scoring?
No.
So. Yeah, it's a big weapon to have.
Yeah. So that's where I'm coming from with that. And so just to touch on the Q Tour thing and also the European, how much did it help where you've been for the last like 15 years, did you feel like you had a little bit of an advantage on most players?
A little bit, yeah. More so in the matches to get on, which is like sort of the bigger, deemed as the bigger matches. But it was tough going back to obviously they're getting played in clubs and things like that. It was tough to go back to, obviously played at qualifiers and venues for 15 years sort of thing, to go back to some club atmospheres to pick balls out for your opponent and stuff like that was quite tough. But dealing with the pressure to get back on, I think it helps having been on for a long time,
Yeah, definitely. I think the other thing is though, as you said, you can be spoilt. Yeah. And it'd be easy for you to sort of succumb to that, wouldn't it? And almost use it as an excuse. I've seen that before with players. Do you know, I think we've all got that in us if we allow it to happen. You obviously didn't. Yeah. Do you know, and you done whatever you needed to do. I think you just wanted to be back where you should be, didn't you?
Get back on as quick as you could.
Yeah. So we've skimmed over some of his early years because for me, the exciting thing for me is I know I've got a vision on the way you can cue. Yeah. Right, and we've sort of touched on that today, haven't we? And so I think I just skipped to that because I'm really looking forward to just seeing how far you can take things. But how are you feeling right now? You're starting in a few weeks, aren't you?
Yeah. So I haven't really stopped practicing, so I still feel quite sharp considering it's obviously usually off season now, isn't it? But I've carried on playing, and I feel like my cue action's heading towards being a full cue action again. I think I played for a few years what I would say was like half my cue action. So it's exciting to work like on technique again, because I haven't done it for years.
Yeah. Just I like the pure thing that you're going after. I really want to see it. When Liam and I got together, I was delighted when he came in. I've got to be honest, and because I knew him when he was younger than that, and it was always Stoke you'd come from, wasn't it? Even when you were younger, and he's one of them players who, the likes of me, of course, I'd always, especially with his ability and his scoring ability, I always wanted to work with him. That's do you know, and so it was, and when he come. All it was he was a little bit in between styles. You get this all the time. So anyone listening there, you're not alone. Do we go this way or that way? And a lot of the time it just comes down to, what is going to get you to release that cue and your hand to follow your eye and things like that. And it sort of starts answering itself rather than it just being someone's opinion. Do you know, if I would have just been saying to you, I think you should be. Yeah. You've got to show you've got to show yourself, haven't you? What emerges, and it's and you basically it picks itself, doesn't it? And everything. This is an easy one for me. It really is. You just get doing what you're capable of doing. There's nothing we've done that you can't do, is there?
No, it's just sort of rediscovering. I think a little bit of. I think you cue a bit more freer when you're a kid as well. So it's just
and this thing again.
Your career maybe doesn't go quite as to plan sort of thing, and you can tighten up in different areas with different shots. So it's just about sort of releasing them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm really looking forward to just seeing. All I'd like you to do is just you play with the freedom and the clarity that you've got to go with all that talent and all the experience that you've already built up. But one of the main things with Liam, it's a bit of a treat for me when we're working together, because he's got one of them really intelligent high IQs where snooker's concerned. So you can really talk on a level about deep things, and some things he comes. You've challenged me a few times on some of these things, which is great. Some of the things the way your outlook on stuff. Yeah, I love it because you've got that depth there. And I can't answer them things straight away, and I know, hang on, I've got something in front of me here, and it's great. It's great. I really appreciate it. But so again, you feeling okay about before we round this off about the season, just getting a decent start, and
just keep working hard, and just enjoy the game for the game. Not so much about results and things like that. Obviously, results are great, but. just pure snooker, yeah.
Yeah, stay in the moment, shot at a time, cue the ball, all that sort of stuff. Well, Liam, nice one. Thanks very much for this. And I really appreciate, I've just made up that you're here anyway, but I really appreciate you took the time to do this as well. Anyway, I just wanted to mark this double that Liam's done in recent times. Pretty rare one winning them two things in the same season, in this case in the same 2 or 3 weeks. So look out for his results. If he does what he's capable of doing, it could get very exciting. So let's just hope that's the case. So thanks very much, Liam, and we will see you in the next one.